Have you ever walked into the kitchen and completely forgotten why you went there? Or searched for your glasses only to find them on your head? Forgetfulness is a part of life. But for seniors over 60, memory loss can be a warning sign of something far more serious, and certain everyday drinks may be quietly making it worse. According to the National Institute on Aging, nearly 1 in 9 adults aged 65 and older in the U.S. lives with some form of dementia, a condition that affects memory, thinking, and even personality. And while genetics play a role, your diet and daily habits matter more than most people realize. That's why in today's video from Golden Aging Health, we're exposing 3 popular beverages that can increase your risk of memory loss, brain fog, and even dementia after 60, according to real medical research. These aren't obscure drinks. They're often right there in your fridge or morning routine. Before we get started, tap that like button and hit subscribe to Golden Aging Health so you never miss out on more practical, science-backed tips for aging gracefully and staying healthy after 60. Next, I'll reveal the #1 drink that's been scientifically linked to brain shrinkage and dementia risk in seniors, and it's probably in your fridge right now. Drink number 1. The brain-shrinking sweetener. The first beverage on our dementia danger list, sugary drinks, especially soda, sweetened fruit juices, flavored teas, and energy drinks. They may taste sweet, but for your brain, they're pure trouble. According to a Harvard Health study published in the journal Stroke, seniors who consumed at least 1 sugary beverage per day had a 47% higher risk of developing dementia, including Alzheimer's disease. Why? Because these drinks flood your bloodstream with rapid surges of glucose, leading to chronic inflammation, insulin resistance, and damage to the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for memory and learning. Over time, this process creates the perfect storm for cognitive decline, especially in people over 60, whose brains are already more vulnerable due to natural aging. My neighbor, Robert, a 69-year-old retired high school coach from Texas. He was the kind of guy who never missed his morning walk or a Sunday football game. But over time, Robert started noticing some odd changes. He'd misplace his truck keys, forget the names of his players from just a few years ago, and occasionally stand in the middle of a room trying to remember why he walked in. At first, he laughed it off. "That's just getting older," he'd say. But deep down, he was worried. Robert wasn't a soda drinker, but like many people in the South, he loved his sweet tea. Iced, golden, and loaded with sugar. Every single afternoon, he'd have a tall glass, sometimes 2. "It's just tea," he thought. "Better than soda, right?" It wasn't until his annual checkup that the alarms started going off. His fasting blood sugar was creeping up, edging toward prediabetes. But more concerning, during a routine screening, his doctor noticed signs of cognitive slowing, slight delays in recall and focus. The doctor referred him to a neurologist who performed a Montreal Cognitive Assessment, or MCA, a condition that often precedes dementia, especially when left unmanaged. Robert was stunned. He didn't have a family history of Alzheimer's. He was active, generally healthy, and didn't smoke. But what the doctor said next shocked him. "Robert, the sugar in that sweet tea might be doing more harm than you think. It's not just about diabetes. It's also hurting your brain."
The neurologist explained that chronic high sugar intake contributes to inflammation, damages small blood vessels in the brain, and disrupts insulin signaling in neurons, key processes involved in memory formation and protection against dementia. He made two big changes. First, he cut out sweetened drinks entirely. No more bottled teas, energy drinks, or fruit punch. Second, he replaced them with herbal infusions like cinnamon tea, water with fresh lemon, and unsweetened iced rooibos. Within weeks, his cravings eased. At his 6-month follow-up, his blood sugar had returned to normal, and his neurologist noted a marked improvement in short-term recall, focus, and verbal fluency. I used to think clearer thinking came from brain pills. Turns out, it came from what I stopped drinking. He didn't need a brain booster. He just needed to stop feeding his memory loss with sugar. What's most alarming is that many of these drinks are disguised as healthy. Grocery store fruit juices, no added sugar iced teas, and flavored waters often contain 8 to 12 teaspoons of hidden sugar per serving. That's more than the daily limit recommended by the American Heart Association, which advises no more than 25 grams of added sugar per day for women and 36 grams per day for men, especially seniors with heart or brain concerns. Wondering what you can sip on instead that actually supports your brain? Here are a few doctor-recommended drinks that make great replacements: water, unsweetened tea like green or hibiscus, or simply diluted 100% juice with no added sugar. These help you stay hydrated and support blood flow to the brain without the sugar spike. Do you drink juice, soda, or sweet tea regularly? Tell us in the comments, what's one sweet drink you found hardest to give up, and have you tried replacing it? In the next section, I'll reveal the morning drink that's been quietly linked to memory decline and sleep disturbances in older adults, despite being a beloved ritual. You won't want to miss it.
Drink number 2 is excessive caffeine. Let's talk about something millions of us enjoy, especially first thing in the morning: caffeine. Found in coffee, strong black tea, and energy drinks, caffeine can feel like a lifesaver when you're groggy. But for seniors over 60, too much of it can quietly rob your brain of clarity, hydration, and restful sleep, 3 essentials for memory and cognitive function. You see, caffeine is a diuretic, which means it causes your body to lose water more rapidly, often before you've had a chance to hydrate properly. According to the National Institute on Aging, even mild dehydration can lead to confusion, fatigue, slower reaction times, and over time, long-term brain volume loss. But that's not all. Caffeine also stimulates the release of cortisol, the stress hormone. In moderation, that's fine. But when consumed in excess, especially in the late morning or afternoon, it can interfere with deep sleep cycles, which is when your brain clears toxins and consolidates memories. In fact, a 2021 study published in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that older adults who consumed over 300 milligrams of caffeine daily, roughly 2 to 3 strong cups of coffee, had higher rates of cognitive decline compared to those who kept caffeine intake below 150 milligrams. So, what can you drink instead to stay alert without overloading on caffeine? Doctors recommend 1 cup of coffee in the morning, followed by herbal teas such as ginseng, ginger, or mint, or hydrating options like coconut water and warm lemon water. By swapping your second or third cup of coffee for something brain-friendly, you're not just cutting caffeine, you're helping your brain stay balanced, hydrated, and sharp throughout the day. Finally, I'll reveal the so-called healthy drink that doctors warn may actually speed up memory decline in seniors, especially after 60. Drink number 3, alcohol, even moderate wine. I'll never forget Daniel, a 71-year-old retired financial advisor from California. He enjoyed life's quiet routines, his morning paper, a well-organized bookshelf, and a glass of red wine every evening after dinner. For Daniel, that nightly glass wasn't about excess. "It helps me unwind," he'd say. "I've earned it." And after all, didn't some doctors say wine was good for the heart? But over time, subtle changes began to creep in. Daniel noticed he was waking up tired, even after 8 hours of sleep. He'd walk into the kitchen and forget why. He'd lose track of names, old clients, even neighbors he saw often. And occasionally, he felt like his words were just out of reach. At first, he brushed it off. Just normal aging, he figured. But during a routine wellness exam, his doctor ran a simple cognitive test, and Daniel scored below average for his age group. What shocked him most? His labs were fine. His diet was decent. But his doctor asked one unexpected question. "How often do you drink alcohol?" Daniel admitted to 1 glass of wine each night. That's when his doctor explained, even moderate drinking can shrink brain tissue over time, especially in seniors. It affects sleep quality, memory, and the areas of the brain that handle focus and recall. And the research backed it up. A 2022 study from the University of Pennsylvania found that even 1 to 2 drinks per day can lead to brain shrinkage equivalent to 2 years of aging, particularly in the hippocampus, the memory hub of the brain. Daniel decided to make a change. He swapped his nightly wine for a warm cup of turmeric milk, and some nights chamomile with honey. He didn't expect much, but within weeks he noticed his mornings felt clearer, his sleep was deeper, his forgetfulness improved. "I didn't realize how much 1 glass was costing me," he said. "Now I feel sharper, like I got a piece of myself back." So, if you're like Daniel, someone who enjoys a small evening drink, here are some brain-friendly alternatives doctors recommend. A warm mug of golden milk made with turmeric and almond or oat milk. Chamomile or valerian tea to calm the nervous system. Or a cozy blend of cacao and magnesium in low-sugar oat milk. Ever noticed your sleep or focus change after drinking alcohol, even just a little? We'd love to hear your story. What if you tried instead to wind down at night? Your favorite tip could help someone else take their first step too. Let's take a moment to reflect on the 3 everyday drinks we explored today, each one backed by research shown to quietly erode memory, disturb brain function, and accelerate cognitive decline after 60. Sugary beverages, excessive caffeine, alcohol, even in moderation. These aren't rare toxins or mysterious substances. They're part of millions of seniors' daily routines, often without a second thought. But as the science from Harvard Health, Mayo Clinic, and the National Institute on Aging shows, these drinks can do real harm to aging brains over time. You can take control starting today by replacing harmful beverages with brain-supportive alternatives like green tea, golden milk, and herbal infusions. You're not just hydrating, you're nourishing memory, sleep, focus, and long-term brain resilience. If this video helped you understand how simple drink choices can protect your memory, please like, share, and subscribe to Golden Aging Health for more doctor-backed, senior-focused health tips. And don't forget to check the description below. We've linked our full playlist on brain health, including videos on nutrition and daily habits that protect your mind after 60. Thank you so much for watching. You have the power to age with clarity, confidence, and strength. We'll see you in the next video.